Hey y'all, it's Whitney, aka Just Whitney, coming to you on another glorious day. Thank you, Jesus, for another episode of Living Single. Cause I'm living single in a 2021 kind of world. I'm glad I got my God. So here I will be sharing tips and tricks that I've learned in my singleness journey, aka not the wilderness, because we're about empowerment over here. So if we're on one accord, I would encourage you to subscribe, like, and comment. How's your dating life going? It can be one word: good, bad, undecided. I can relate to. So the definition of dating according to Google is a social or romantic appointment or engagement. Interesting. When I say dating, what I mean is getting to know people, right? Collecting data, if you will. Not to say you just out here with everybody, but I think it's important to get to know people in your singleness season, right? I think where a lot of people go wrong, including myself, is like the definition said, dating is a romantic event, right? Which usually it is. When you go out on a date, you kind of acknowledge that you might like this person. But I think that's kind of where things can go different ways.
And I see it in your eyes, you win. Baby, do you like me? Cause I like you. Get to know you, why I would like to.
Right? I think if we approach dating as getting to know a potential friend, and I feel like friend zone has a negative connotation in the dating world and getting to know people, but in real life, you really got to be friends with somebody, right? And so I think if we approach dating in that way, things might be a little more clearer. I think too, with friendship being the goal, you learn how to handle each other with care, right? And with grace in a way, because you've learned each other as friends. I think sometimes when we get to know people really quickly or get emotionally involved really quickly, sometimes it's easier if you feel rejected or hurt. It's easier to just be like, versus a friendship on a platonic level kind of gives you a steady ground, to have grace in that way, to know they're not coming at you, or to seek understanding in different things, if that makes sense. I feel like society has created this culture, and then, I mean, the Bible talks about how the man pursues the woman and different things like that, but I think sometimes, I know myself as a woman, I place worth in, I'm not gonna text him first because I'm worth him texting and pursuing, right? I'm not gonna call him first because he needs to call me, type of stuff. And so I think that's extra in the way of, if you're building a friendship, I don't think those things matter as much, or it wouldn't be as personal. Honestly, relationship is both ways. Now, I'm not saying blow up somebody, they not responding. I think you should definitely be aware of energy, right? But I think sometimes when we place, our value in, he need to, I think that's sometimes why people stay single. I'm a single lady. And I mean it. Because I've lived it. And how will somebody know you thinking about him if you don't text them? You waiting for him to think about you all day? Like, oh, he ain't text me. Oh, that's interesting. I think we should trail light. It shouldn't be as serious. It shouldn't be, granted, you want to date with intention and stuff, and that's not what I'm saying. It shouldn't be serious in that way, but it shouldn't feel as heavy as sometimes it does. It seems so trivial sometimes. Like, I should wait 3 days before I text them. If that's what you want to do, cool. But if you want to text them, you're not breaking no rules. you're not breaking no rules, right? In a relationship, again, it's both ways. It requires vulnerability, it requires growth, and that looks like, it looks like different things for different people. But just personally within myself, what's helped me is kind of removing those things, right? And kind of processing my feelings within it all. So, getting back to dating in general, I would say some good dating ideas is activities, right? So, for instance, going somewhere where you all can be active together, whether it's playing games, or you can see if they're competitive. You can see their sense of humor, how they act, how they move. Somewhere open. Here in Nashville, we have different places that have like games that you can play. I think it's called Hack Sack, and like big checkers and Jenga and stuff. And those are great places to get to know people. In an open environment, it's not too secluded where you might feel like, dang, because of this setting, this is how things are supposed to go, or whatever. It kind of gives free space. So comment below, what's a good first date activity that you would like to experience? For me, I love outdoors. So I probably like to go hiking, where we can just talk, then get something to eat after. But we were active, we moved around, and we just shared thoughts on the hike. I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, comment below what your first date idea would be. And even, I would say, dating with friends, right? Bringing, kind of like having gatherings, right? So I think that's pretty cool. Getting to know people in a open environment where it's less pressure. Y'all both single, we know that. Y'all both probably want to be married, we know that. But let's just give each other space to be ourselves before any type of commitment. I ultimately think dating is a great experience. I think it's really cool when you come out of the dating world and actually find one person that you can kind of zero in on, and they feel the same way about you, and you can work towards a solid relationship, and see what that looks like. I think it's really important for us to identify what each stage looks like for ourselves, because the world has a view of what dating looks like, and you can have your own view. Same with relationship. That the world has a view of what a relationship is supposed to look like. Yours might not look like that. It might look like y'all still being really good friends, but you showing more affection towards each other. Y'all both taking baby steps, or you moving at a comfortable pace that's valuable on both sides. And I think ultimately that's what sustains even marriage, because marriage looks like different things for different people. So dating is fun, right? We have to remove the pressure. We have to be courageous, put ourselves out there. And sometimes that's the hardest part. I ain't been on a date in so long. Oh my God, I'm so nervous. But how you gonna get anywhere? So yeah, I just wanted to encourage y'all in this dating stage, and singleness, and to not stop believing, right? Knowing that you are worth your heart's desires, and that this season too will pass. You're not alone. As always, I am here with you. And again, subscribe, like if you enjoyed this video, and I'll be coming back with another. All right, peace.